Wow, this is so very very appalling and so very sad that Paul Okoye, the Paul of PSQUARE, how Paul of PSQUARE's 7 years marriage crashed. What a irony of life. In the last 72 hours, the biggest gist flying around on social media is that one of the popular PSQUARE brothers, Paul Okoye, the gist has it that his wife Anita has filed for a divorce 7 years after their marriage. It was in the early hours of Friday, August 20, 2021, that the news of Anita Okoye's divorce, from music star Paul Okoye, hit the internet. When the document surfaced online, Rude Boy's reaction, he was not interested, according to Rude Boy's reaction, he was not interested in talking about the matter and hang up. He said, "You people should stop calling me about this shit." Also, messages sent to Anita on social media were also unanswered as of the time of going to the press. Rumors of the split between Paul and Anita first gained prominence in April when Anita relocated to the United States with their children, all in the name of going to further her education. What could have led to this sudden divorce in just 7 years after they got married? The mother of three said in the petition that their relationship went cold and all attempts to sever what was left of it was met with stiff resistance. She also said the music star ceased all forms of communication with her. Anita, who tied the knot with Paul in 2014, asked an Abuja High Court to dissolve their 7-year-old marriage in the divorce document. According to the document, there were 5 reasons why the center could no longer hold between the duo. Well, she noted they no longer share a conjugal relationship as husband and wife. According to Anita in the petition, Paul denied her any form of companionship and love, which are the integral components of all successful marriages. She stated that there was a lack of spousal support, that the music star shirked his responsibility as a husband by refusing to support and cater to her and her family members. Another reason was that they no longer have communication as a couple. She stated that the marriage has broken down irretrievably because of a lack of love and compatibility. Anita, who was the music star's university sweetheart, said another reason she wants their marriage dissolved is over irreconcilable differences. The mother of three also said in the petition that their relationship went cold and all attempts to sever what was left of it was met with stiff resistance. She also said the music star ceased all forms of communication with her. Vividly, last November, no one suspected anything wrong when Paul Okoye celebrated Anita as she clocked 32. Despite all this going on, counsel to Paul Okoye, barrister Somadina Eugene Okoye of Senosian Law Practice, was reported to have said he is yet to receive a brief on the alleged divorce filed by Anita. "I don't think this subject is worth breaking a sweat on, since as I talk with you, I'm yet to receive a brief touching on the news already in circulation. If the story is real, I would have been briefed by now, and this is devoid of sentiment," he was quoted as saying. The duo has been together for 17 years, though dated for 10 years and later used their relationship 7 years ago. We gathered that not until there was a lot of pressure on Paul before he decided to walk Anita to the hassle. In fact, some pointed his settling down in a marriage to Anita was because his twin had settled down in marriage, and also Anita was his baby mama. There was a love story that wanted to be heard by everyone, and their marriage was envied by many as they vowed till death do them apart. They lived their life as if there were no cracks, but fingers were pointed to Anita as the one who has really kept all under the carpet, pretending that all was well after all. In fact, there was a point that she was dragged on the internet for the habit of buying things to make herself happy, since all had not been well with her marriage. Paul Okoye on Saturday 22 March 2014, 7 years ago, got married to his longtime sweetheart, friend and baby mama Anita Isama. The elaborated, ceremony was witnessed by family, friends, and relatives, where many Nigerians, entertainers, politicians, and celebrities attended. In one of Paul's interviews during the wedding, he noted how long they have been together. "We have been married since. It's just now that we want to make it official. We have known each other than other for 10 years. That was when I was in my final year. She was a Jambite then. I'm glad that we are finally doing this. She gave me a lovely boy who is everything for me. I'm happy that I am finally settling down," Paul revealed during their pre-wedding shoot at Radisson Blu, Victoria Island, Lagos. At the post-wedding, Paul and his beautiful wife Anita were living their dream. Yes, can you see that this life no balance? So, well, though they were already parents to one child, they had a child out of wedlock before they got married. They made things official. The couple has since been blessed with a set of twins who came to complete their world a few years after their wedding. The Okayes are just the epitome of a happy, fulfilled home with their children, whom they never miss the opportunity to flaunt on social media. The proud parents even opened an Instagram account for the twins where they share info about the two cuties with fans and the general public. Paul Okoye was already a final year student of the University of Abuja, Nigeria in 2004 when Anita Isama was admitted into the school as a fresh, student. Anita just gained admission into the institution's law department, and from what is obvious, Paul Okoye's love interest is an early bloomer in academics. Being only 16 years at that time, Paul, on the other hand, was already 23 and in his final year as a business administration student. Despite the age gap between them, their love still blossomed, with time. According to the musician, he was supposed to meet up with a certain girl on campus whom he had a crush on, but when Paul eventually put a call through to the girl, she wasn't at home and invited him over to a friend's place. And on getting there, he met Anita for the first time. Paul said he somehow managed to collect Anita's mobile number, and from then onward, everything changed for him. In an interview, he revealed how he had to travel down to Lagos the following day, and while there, he constantly pestered Anita with calls throughout. Upon his return to Abuja, Paul visited his love interest but wasn't allowed into the house. They later hit off and became friends, and 2 years down the line, the friendship developed into love. Thus, the duo started dating. Paul said the first Valentine gift he ever gave Anita was home video starring Genevieve Naji and other Nollywood actresses. And his babe is a big fan of movie stars. When asked what attracted her to the singer, Anita said she was completely blown away by Paul Okoye's kindness, humility, and genuine character. She described Paul as being very funny and had no airs and graces to his person. A remarkably humble, compassionate, and reserved guy. What a view. From this interesting love story, see where it's landing. I pray your marriage or your relationship will not hit the bedrock.